You gotta take stress bombs. Life too short. And the 3 ways to take responsibility that can make it quick. Number 1, you gotta take blame. Because chances are you made that situation. I don't care how bad it is. If that man is whatever he is, you made that man. You made that woman. If she crazy, you make her crazy. You made her baby mama. So you take blame and you forgive. The second thing you do is take responsibility for the solution. It may not be your fault. It wasn't your fault to get laid off. But you're in a slump, you're depressed. So go ahead and be the breadwinner for a minute. Work hard and encourage him. Be a good wife. Don't be like Job's wife. Be a good wife. So you take responsibility for the solution. And then the third way you take responsibility, and the most important and the last way, is you got to give some things to God. You don't take revenge. Some things you just say, you know what, Lord, I'm going to put this one in your hands. I can't deal with this one. Put them children in the Lord's hands. You throw them out the house, people still put them in the Lord's hands. You throw your husband out the house, put him in God's hands too. He come back. It was meant to be God to bring him back. So God brings you bless God to protect us. And help us, Heavenly Father, understand to any war, we just need to take responsibility. And to take responsibility is to forgive, to look for a solution, and to put it all in God's hands. In Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
The views expressed on this program are not the views of ZNS TV 13, and by extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition. A shanty town reduced to ashes, demolition of remaining structures hours away. Connecting coast and culture, donors give the gift of life. And in sports, junior athletes awarded. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Jiminita Swain. Some 77 structures off Joe Farrington Road marked for demolition early Saturday morning. But by evening, the majority of these structures would meet a fiery end. It's the scene of a fire which swept through the unregulated shanty town in Cool Acres. Our Anthony Smith tells us more.
This parcel of land, once home to the Cool Acres shanty town, reduced to a pile of ashes today. Behind us, residents sifting through the remains, the occasional tiny fire still burning. A stark difference from that of Saturday night's fiery flames, which saw two firemen battling the blaze well into the night. Makeshift wooden structures, once tightly packed, now up in flames. The occasional loud bang heard over the sounds of a fireman's hose. The first of several engines arriving to the scene of the Cool Acres shantytown fire shortly after 4. Their efforts hardly a match for the blaze burning red hot.
From our estimate, it's about 80% been damaged from fire.
A scorched and blackened stove revealing the bones of what once was a kitchen. Standing like a pillar among the flames, a bright yellow baseboard marked 347, a symbol that the structure it was once a part of was marked for demolition.
We were out here along with the Royal Bahamas Police Force and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force around 11 a.m. this morning, checking out the houses to ensure that persons had evacuated the homes. Since we've issued the notices for them to evacuate, we later got a call around 4 that the community in Cool Acres was on fire.
Officials, however, say some 99% of the community had already evacuated ahead of scheduled demolitions and subsequently ahead of the fire. Authorities say the cause of the blaze is unknown. However, some rumor it to be arson.
We're not sure, and it's going to be investigated.
Now, according to Ministry of Works Buildings Controls Officer Craig Delancey, that demolition of the now charred Cool Acres Shanty Town, originally scheduled for Monday, November 6th, is still on schedule. Now added to that undertaking, a massive cleanup of the remains of a community which once stood. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoinette Smith.
Thanks, Anthony. In other news, JetBlue Airlines launching a new flight service from the West Coast to Nassau. The new direct flight allowing for greater connectivity in the lucrative U.S. market. The new route will also open up markets in Asia and the Pacific for local tourism. Desmond Sanders tells us more.
Increased airlift and improved connectivity for local tourism with the launch of JetBlue's weekly direct 4-hour flight service from Los Angeles to Nassau, Bahamas. Deputy Director General of Tourism and Aviation, Dr. Kenneth Romer, says the inaugural flight was months in the making, and now visitors near and far can now enjoy the rich culture and myriad of experiences the Bahamas has to offer.
This moment reflects the incredible partnership that we have forged and formed again with Los Angeles. This is a long-standing relationship between the Bahamas and LAX. We would have given you persons like Sidney Poitier, that many persons are very familiar with in Hollywood. We would have given you the chance to shoot your first underwater movie in the Bahamas. We would have given you Pirates of the Caribbean. We would have given you a sense of culture, a sense of place.
A Bahamian celebration to mark this milestone at the Los Angeles Airport's departure lounge. Some 160 passengers getting a taste of the Bahamas before jetting off. Bahamian chef Kevin Pratt dishing up the native treats and delights, making this moment memorable.
Everybody tells me everything is great, so I just want them to come to the Bahamas, enjoy what we have to offer, all 700 islands and keys.
Director of New Cities at JetBlue Airlines, Eric Hildebrand, says JetBlue is pleased to pioneer this unique market for the Bahamas. JetBlue, a leading global carrier, and the Los Angeles International Airport, the world's 5th busiest airport, with 645 daily commercial flights to 162 destinations.
JetBlue offers will be the only one to offer daily nonstop service from here at this time to Nassau. Adding this nonstop service between Nassau and Los Angeles opens up the new connecting options between Nassau and key markets that we serve from Los Angeles. On this route, customers will experience our premium core service as well as our premium Mint service offering.
After a 4-hour flight, we arrived at the Lynden Pinning International Airport. We were then greeted by tourism and government officials with the sounds of Junkanoo. Tourism officials capturing this historic moment. Minister of Economic Affairs, Honorable Michael Akita, says the new service solidifies the government's commitment towards the growth and expansion of tourism. With 7.2 million visitor arrivals already for 2023, tourism officials intensifying its efforts with the hopes of continuing this momentum. Desmond Sanders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Well, the local economy's healthy recovery post the bruises of COVID-19 pandemic continues if the latest central bank's report to be used as a yardstick. The sustained growth will be bolstered by ongoing gains in the top industry. Add to that, persisting downside risk to the sector, mainly from the outside factors like heightened oil prices. Add to that, major central banks' counterinflation policies, which we understand could restrain the travel spending capacity of key source market consumers. Always the bright spot, new and ongoing foreign investment-led projects, good news for the local construction sector, and by extension, economic growth. And as an optimistic Prime Minister foreshadowed in the House of Assembly recently, all signs point to continued improvement in the employment rate, with those jobs predominantly in the construction and tourism industries. Taking the bitter with the sweet, the central bank's September monthly economic and financial development report also points to the inflation rate staying high in the near term, although trending downward over the medium term. There is, however, that harsh reality that ongoing geopolitical tensions in Eastern Europe will pose a risk to inflation. As for finances, external reserves are projected to remain buoyant this year, staying above international benchmarks. Well, still to come in the weekend edition, more safe spaces for battered women being made available. Details of that and more after the break.
Brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
We are New Life Natural Company Limited, and we have actually been in the community for now 13 years, serving in the health field. Our diets is probably one of the most poorest diets actually in the Caribbean, and we are really low in the world. As a result of our diet, we are actually inheriting all of these different diseases. So we need to kind of like shift the way how we eat and shift it to eating more healthier food. So we at New Life here, we are trying to change the paradigms. We are actually introducing tasty, healthy options. And so hopefully this SBDC initiative will actually create the awareness, help us to have an understanding of what we are doing, why we are doing it, and help us to begin to shift this paradigm of proper eating, proper dieting, and proper fitness. So our motto is eat well, be well, and let your food be your medicine.
For more information about the Fitness and Wellness Initiative, contact the SBDC at 461-7232.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Big 14s get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers. It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
Thanks for staying with us. With last week marking the end of the Domestic Violence Awareness Month, Nassau Chapter Links Incorporated would like women around the country to know that their safe house is a place of refuge, solitude, and sisterhood. After more than 2 decades of providing shelter for females in immediate crisis from abusive environments, the organization has expanded their safe haven to increase the capacity.
We are celebrating the expansion and the repurposing of our safe house for women in crisis. The safe house was initially constructed in 2003 and to serve 2 purposes. First, as a safe house, a safe space for women in crisis with or without their children. And secondly, to provide accommodation for girls between the age of 16 and 18 who were transitioning from other government institutions of accommodation and wish to pursue their tertiary education.
Well, President of the Nassau Bahamas chapter of Links Incorporated shares how women on the island can acquire aid when seeking retreat.
Women who may be in crisis and need a safe space, they should reach out to the Department of Social Services for that portion of the safe house, and that is very important. That is this facility. For young women who require accommodation in the dormitory side, they can reach out to the Nassau chapter of Links to assist them in locating accommodation. We know there's a shortage. We're currently to our capacity here at this facility. That's why we're so excited to increase the room capacity at our new dormitory.
Domestic violence affects women across the world, with approximately 1 in 3 women experiencing physical and/or sexual violence, according to the World Health Organization. It is, however, important to note that many cases of domestic violence goes unreported. The Links Incorporated urges women in abusive environments to contact the domestic violence hotline at 376-3536. 100 pints of blood, the big triple-digit goal of the blood drive held Saturday morning in the Queens College Auditorium. It's a collaboration between the Freetown Urban Renewal Public Hospitals Authority and Queens College, designed to give the blood bank a much-needed boost. Here's event organizer, Woman Sergeant 811 Maria Penniman Knowles.
Hospitals are in need of blood every day. Person from gunshot wounds, starved, person having other chronic illness and other blood disorder, they need blood. And even those persons who are on dialysis machine needs blood. So we don't know even when we can need blood. So in order for us to have the blood on hand, we need to do our civic duty to give the blood freely.
Well, Queens College Principal Henry Knowles explaining why the school jumped on board.
The amazing thing is, only time you hear about giving blood is when it's someone else. But when it's our turn and when we need it, then all of a sudden we then want to call on others. So if we pay it forward, if we use ourselves in our healthy times to give our blood to help others during the difficult times, when our time comes, we would be able to reciprocate. We will be able to get it back.
Well, local experts gaining new skills and techniques to protect our marine environment. The International Marine Organization hosting a 3-day national workshop on ballast water management at the National Training Agency here in the capital. Ballast water is essential for safe and efficient shipping operations. However, it can pose a serious ecological and health issues due to the invasive species in ships' ballast water, which experts consider one of the greatest threats to the marine environment.
You will not just gather as a representative of your distinct agencies, but as stewards of our shared planet. We stand on the verge of change, ready to champion innovative solutions and chart a course towards a more sustainable future. As the Minister of Energy and Transport, I cannot overstate the importance of ballast water management in this coastal state. For this reason, I'm especially proud to see so many participants from various islands throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Well, Minister of Energy and Transport, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, noted that safeguarding the maritime ecosystems is pivotal to the overall economic health of the country.
We hold the power to protect our oceans, preserve biodiversity, and nurture the well-being of our communities and those that rely on our strong maritime heritage. And at the end of this workshop, it is our aim to make this point even clearer in our presentation of a convention on ballast water management in the Bahamas.
Well, the Bahamas will play host to a major global leadership and mission summit this week. Scores of leaders within the international religious, business, and civic communities will gather at the Miles Monroe Diplomat Center beginning Thursday, seeking divine intervention and developing solutions to solve complex global issues. Summit host and founder of the Eldon Johnson Outreach Ministries International is Dr. Eldon Johnson.
The Bible said that this message of the kingdom will be preached to all the world, and then the end. So I look at us, look at this conference is to help prepare the believers for the return of Christ. Because of all of these issues that we have in the Middle East, every nation, crime is on the increase. We feel like the president of the church needs to go back in the community to help monitor and control crime. The problem is that if you notice that the church absent in the community is very little, it's not there. So we are hoping that the church can go back in the community, touch the lives of family, preach the message of the kingdom, and prepare them for the return of Christ.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Imagine a world with no water. That discussion took center stage yesterday as D.W. Davis Junior High School held a special World Food Day Agriculture Assembly to focus on the global water crisis affecting some 771 million people across the world. Under the theme, Water is Food, Water is Life, No One Left Behind, Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister Jomo Campbell drove home the point that we ought to amp up efforts to preserve our water supply.
The future of water supply, the preservation of fresh water resources is really ultimately up to you guys. It's important for each one of you to take this topic seriously, because in the next 5 or 10 years, if there is or isn't any water, it will be an issue that you guys will have to be tackling. And so we want you to get on board with us in the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources to ensure that our farmers, our fishers, our brothers and sisters are doing all that we can to preserve water and make sure that we are not wasting it.
Assistant Fisheries Officer Ivana Moss Roll also spoke to students, further putting this issue into perspective.
That crack tongue combo from Bamboo Shack with the extra mayo, onions, and hot sauce is gone because there is no. Without seawater, marine animals are homeless. That snapper you loved fried right and that lobster stuffing you were looking forward to for Thanksgiving and Christmas is gone because there is no. I would hate for this to become our reality because the truth is, all of this is very hard to imagine. Water scarcity is real, and this is our reality in 2023.
This appearance is part of Minister Campbell's effort to marry agricultural practices with schools across the country.
You know, we have a vision 25 by 2025, but we want to go even beyond 2025. And the best way to do that is to make sure that the actual future of our nation, who are the youth, the students, the young children, believe in what it is that we are doing. The best way to get them to believe in it is to have them participate in it. So gone are the days when we want to just be talking to people. We want to be talking with persons. We want to be working with persons and showing them that, you know, this is something that can come to fruition.
That said, D.W. Davis agriculture students gave the minister a tour of their farm where a number of crops, from sweet potatoes to bananas, are growing. There's even an animal husbandry program that was brought on stream, which the minister was particularly impressed with.
The children have a passion for this, and, you know, they take this seriously. Charging into the chicken coops, just grabbing those chickens, doing something that I certainly wouldn't do. And, you know, one of the students, I think it was Mr. Fox, even said to me that he understood the importance of World Food Day and water preservation because his bananas needed water. And he reminded me when they were able to pick a bunch of ripe bananas and share them with the class. And so he now realizes that, you know, when there's no water, we have smaller bananas. And so it means that the message is really getting across to them, and they appreciate us coming and sharing and encouraging them in what it is that they're doing.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Of students at Anatole Rogers High School voted to elect members of the Junior Local Government Council in New Providence recently.
This is almost a mirror or duplication of a local government election which would normally be held in the Family Islands. You would have heard both the former and the current administration speak to the implementation of local government in New Providence. Even though that has not happened as yet, we are taking this as an opportunity to sensitize our future generation of voters.
The program was originally formed in 2009 to mentor leadership in young Bahamians.
This election process brought everybody closer. It gave us more knowledge about the real general election and what it would be like to vote in the matter of the next few years. So it was a very educational process.
This is history being made. Anatole Rogers, as you know, is the only government school that is participating in this exercise. We are the biggest school in the entire country. So this benefit our students in that it's helping them to see exactly what the process, the electoral process and how that is carried out. And it's giving them an opportunity to get that experience and that know-how so that in the upcoming general elections, they would be able to vote.
Here today, we have some 14 candidates vying for candidacy to serve on a 9-member council. Once the council is elected, then they will choose amongst themselves who will serve as chief consular, deputy chief consulars.
Johnna Lee McIntosh for Ed Talk.
This is ZNS Total Sports. ZNS Total Sports brought to you by Sans Beer, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera.
Welcome to your Sunday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports news. It was a star-studded affair last night on the lawn of the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium as the brightest and best in the local sporting landscape were recognized for their feats this calendar year at the National Sports Awards put on by the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture. The night also serving as the kickstart for National Sports Heritage Month in the 242. Dozens of athletes and coaches nominated across over 20 categories. Among the highlights on the short list of winners, Greg Ferguson Jr. would take home Junior Male Athlete of the Year for his sailing feats, while Carifta standout Jemiah Nabi would win Senior Female Athlete of the Year.
It feels amazing to know that people chose me to be an Athlete of the Year, and that I impacted other people this year, and it definitely gave me motivation to go into next year's season and try my best again.
It feels great. I worked very hard, a lot of hard work and dedication. I mean, a lot of constant work and just like training, so I really feel good about it.
And speaking of Carifta standouts, the Island of Andra is certainly proud this morning as their very own Tyler Pratt would take home Family Island Female Athlete of the Year.
I feel really good to win that award, and I am proud of myself because I know what I've been through for the whole track season, and I'm just excited and proud.
It was a banner night for the swimming community as Bahamas Aquatics would be well represented across almost every category. The night will be culminated by winning the National Team of the Year award in both categories, and Geronimo McPhee would be named National Coach of the Year.
Yeah, it's a great honor to be a part of these nominees, being selected over some of the greatest legends like Tucker Nose and all the others. It's a real honor. I think it's been a long time coming. The long hours coaching, putting up with, athletes, parents, everything that comes with being a great coach. But I enjoy it. I love it. And, we only look for more, gold medals, swimming records, and, growing the sport of swimming.
More from the awards ceremony in tomorrow's Sportscast. From the association, Buddy Hield and his Indiana Pacers continuing their homestand last night, trying to improve their position in the inaugural NBA in-season tournament. Hield with a solid night, posting 19 points to go along with 6 rebounds and 2 dimes in 26 minutes of game time. Buddy with 5 triples as well. Pacers, though, they would fall just short, losing to the Charlotte Hornets 125-124. Next up for Buddy Buckets, a showdown with rookie sensation Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. That's been a look at your sports on this Sunday. I'm Amajal Knowles. I'll check on weather when we return.
ZNS Total Sports brought to you by Sans Beer, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera. This is ZNS Total Sports.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Do you hear that? That's Junkanoo. And that means that the Boxing Day and New Year's Day Junkanoo parades are right around the corner. Don't get left behind. Make sure to book your ads in the live ZNS broadcast of the Junkanoo parades, the most professional coverage of our national art form. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800. Ask for the special Junkanoo advertising package and be a part of Junkanoo on the ZNS TV network.
Hello, everyone. This is Tony Williams back with a special promotion from BahamasAir.com and GoGo Florida. The $100 deposit is back, but it's only on your debit card. So whether you're renting that sedan, SUV, or spacious minivan for group or family trips, keep your cash in your pocket. Only Dollar Thrifty is making it convenient for you. Your $100 deposit held on your debit card. Available at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Book early and save your 8-passenger minivan for your holiday shopping spree.
It's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jiminita. We have mostly cloudy skies, but that's going to change later on. We'll tell you about it in a short while. Temperature at 80 degrees. Relative humidity 74%. We have northwest winds at 5 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,012.3 millibars. That's 29.89 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Violence this evening. 75 degrees in Marsh, Ababaco, Greentoll Key at 76. 76 also in Freeport, the Berry Island 79 degrees. Over in Bimini, they have a temperature of 77 degrees. And as we take you into Harper Island, 80 degrees there, 82 in Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, San Andreas also reporting 82 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 80 degrees. 81s in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 82 degrees. 84s in Rygat Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 85. 85 in Acklands, Matchetown, Unagua at 86, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 84 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight for the northwest and central Bahamas right through tomorrow. Those winds going to be north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide takes place at 8:13 tonight. Another low tide at 8:13 tomorrow morning. Now for the southeast Bahamas, the winds will fall off light and variable with flat seas. And satellite pictures showing frontal boundary across the northwest Bahamas, and that slowly will sink into the central Bahamas tonight, leading to some clearing skies over the northwest Bahamas and in the tropics. No activities there to report for you. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low temperature 73 degrees. Tomorrow we're looking at mostly sunny. Very beautiful, lots of sunshine in the forecast. High temperature around 82 degrees. And your extended weather forecast, a beautiful week shaping up for you weather-wise, with lots of sunshine taking us right into Friday. Come Saturday, probably get a little bit of clouds developing in the afternoon with 1 or 2 showers developing on Sunday. Temperatures, they're going to be quite comfortable in the low 80s during the daytime and the low 70s during the nighttime. But just before I leave, I'd like to wish happy birthdays to 2 of my godbrothers, Bishop Arlington Rumming and Franklin Adderley. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Jiminita.
Thanks, Basil, and that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching and good night.
You're watching the